Welcome to Nedgroup Investments' third and final multi-manager webinar for 2020. We have about 500 to 600 people on the webinar this morning, which is absolutely fantastic. And we've managed to reach over 2,000 investors and clients over our past 3 webinars for the year. The feedback has been amazing, and we really have a great lineup of speakers for us today. It's also exciting for me to introduce 2 of my colleagues in the multi-manager team, Leandra Temmers and Tumisho Greater, who are both going to be doing some of the interviews of some of our speakers throughout the webinar. A brief reminder of Nedgroup Investments Multi-Manager. We are a team of 10 people, 5 of us based in Cape Town, 5 of us based in London, and together we manage about 32 billion rand of assets under management, made up across a range of both South African rand denominated funds as well as Irish domiciled US dollar and sterling denominated funds. We have a 17-year track record, and several of our funds are ranked number 1 in their categories since inception in May 2004. Moving our attention to this morning's agenda, however, we really have, I think, some interesting speakers and topics. When I was thinking of 2020 and reflecting of all the events that had happened this year, I really, within a couple of minutes, came up with about 25 bullet points of all the events that had happened this year, from both global events to domestic events. Globally, we had Black Lives Matter movement happening out of the States. We had the George Floyd murder by the policeman. We have had the American elections, Trump versus Biden, with the transitional period happening as we speak. We've had the rise, of course, of COVID-19 across the world, causing massive economic shutdowns and pandemonium. And we've seen that specifically in things like the airline and hotel industry, where the share prices of these listed companies have collapsed. And then, of course, we've had the opposite, where some of the tech stocks like Zoom, like Tesla, have absolutely skyrocketed, with Elon Musk now being the second wealthiest person in the world, just marginally behind Microsoft founder Bill Gates. On the domestic side, it's also been a non-stop year. We've had the ongoing Eskom debacle. We've had corruption, the Zondo Commission state capture. We had, of course, gold going through $2,000. It has pulled back now. It's currently sitting at $1,800. And we had just last week a further downgrade by the ratings agencies of South Africa, and we're now sitting 3 notches behind investment grade. So it's certainly been a year to never forget. But importantly, what is going to happen in 2021 as we look forward to the coming year? And that is really our focus for today in terms of the lineup and the speakers. We have a great lineup of people, and they're going to be talking about the economy. They're going to be talking about domestic equities versus domestic fixed income, as well as global equity markets. We also have one of the founders of Bootleggers, a popular restaurant chain, and he will be discussing how they've managed through the lockdown over the last 7-8 months to keep their business going, facing economic problems that we know the economy has had. I see just tonight, President Ramaphosa will be addressing the nation again. And to end off, we have a true Springbok rugby legend, Tendai the Beast, and he will be sharing some of his reflections over his 10 years as a Springbok, as well as commenting on some of the issues facing sport in both South Africa and the world today.